Nu är nya Casumo.com här. Just nu får du dubbel på kontot och 110 gratis chanser att vinna storkovan. Casumo, ett kasino. Casumo.com.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Room on Fire. We're finally ready with some great games this evening in the ESEA Invite League. It's Season 17, and as you could just tell, we have some other stuff for you guys. Finally, we're able to announce it. Semler and Vendetta, are you guys here?
Yeah, at least I am. I'm assuming Semler's sneaking around somewhere.
He's pretty too excited right now. Muted his own microphone or something like that. Well, yes, we finally managed to launch our new website and our skins collection. The first of many, hopefully. And we're really excited about it. It's been going on for quite a while, and we spent an enormous amount of time doing it. So it's been just crazy. And now it's finally happened, and it seems to be working. And yeah. It feels like we've been in almost like a 2-week-long exam or something like that, but now we've reached the finishing point.
It's pretty much when it went live, I wanted to go and make a sandwich, right? Like that was pretty much like what was going on once we finally clicked it all over and made it all public and got everything out there. It was a sick undertaking, but finally we got it out there for you guys. So goddamn, it's been a good day. And now we've got some CS to look forward to as well, so it only gets better.
That's exactly right. We have some celebrating to do, and of course, the whole point about the skins is trying to get them into the game. So you guys have to go and vote for them on the workshop. And if you go to our website, roomonfire.tv, and go to the workshop link, then you can go and vote. You just have to click the picture, and if enough people vote and like them, then hopefully Valve are going to add them to the game, and that will give us some more funds to run more tournaments in the future. So there's like a whole point to all of it, and yeah, I mean you were already developing the next set of skins with our really cool graphical artists in Coyote and Hanso, who do such an amazing job for us. So I've noticed some people say, oh, you know, I like them, but you know, I want something of a different style too. Well, all those styles, they're coming, guys. Trust us.
Yeah, we've got 4 sets right now on the way, and all of them are different, one from the other. Yeah. So if this one doesn't appeal to you, hopefully you know, one of the next 3 will. But they're going to be coming out over the next few weeks. So, you know, we'll have it's pretty much going to be nonstop. So be sure to check out, you know, the site, and, you know, you guys can watch the stream there. We host the stream on the website. We host the schedule on the website. We have everything on the website pretty much. So, you know, just stay tuned, guys. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out that we're really happy about.
Exactly right, and our hope is that we can sort of herd you guys to go on to roomonfire.tv in general when you want to watch Counter-Strike in the future. That's the reason why we wanted to build the website, so we can sort of consolidate everything and put everything in one place. And we have a lot of other plans with the website that are sort of coming up. We don't want to announce anything just yet, but yeah, we have plans to build that website into a cool place that people can go and check out, and also just generally keep up with what we're doing, like the schedule. And well, there's gonna be more stuff that's gonna be worth going there for. So yeah, in the future, go to roomonfire.tv instead if you wanna, you know, keep up with what we're doing. It's a good place for it. Oh man, yeah, there's a bit of a delay with this game here. I think some of the Navi members, or was it some of the Fnatic members? Some of the players on here missed their subway train home, so they might be like 5 minutes delayed or something like that. That's the news around the admin chat, so that's why we're waiting a little bit here. But that's all right. That gives more people time to join up and to enjoy this game. I mean, Fnatic and Navi. It's actually been a while since I've seen Navi play much of anything at all.
Well, they've been on break since Gamescom. They took like a 2-week break at least since the end of Gamescom. So it's like a lot of Dota, from what I heard.
Actually, judging from their hours, it's not much of Dota either. I think they were all averaging about 20 hours during the last 2 weeks. So the activity hasn't been through the roof on Navi's end. But well, wasn't their last game they played actually versus Fnatic on Nuke? Or am I mistaken here?
That was at Gamescom.
Yeah,
that was what sorted out the. Wasn't that? That was the last map
of
the quarterfinals between these two teams, and didn't it go to overtime as well, or was it settled 16-14? I can't remember. It was 16-14. Yeah, 16-14.
Fnatic winning the eco round. Yeah, for the Fnatic winning the eco round, and the 30th round.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the big thing here, is that it is going to be delayed because of that.
It's going to be delayed. I mean, are we going to be on Nuke for this game?
I would assume so.
Yeah, I think
the map is on Nuke.
Wait, I thought was it Nuke or was it Train? No, it's Nuke. It's listed as Nuke. So
okay, so that makes obviously a massive difference. Because Navi generally not big fans of playing Nuke. It's not like Fnatic put a lot of effort into playing Nuke either. But I think, historically speaking, Navi have had more questionable relationship with Nuke, I would say, than Fnatic have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's potentially interesting, but I guess it could make for some fun and crazy action. I mean, last time we saw Fnatic on this map, it's not like JW wasn't going nuts anyway. So yeah, well, I think there's room for cool stuff.
It's clear that these guys have definitely put more time into the map, and Fnatic haven't taken time off. So they've clearly been putting time in. They're still sharp. They're definitely fired up. Whereas Navi are basically coming back from a 2-week break. You can be sure that they haven't put any time on Nuke. So this is, I think we could pretty clearly put Fnatic as the favorites in this match, just based off of that.
Yeah, I would agree completely with that, and especially seeing how Fnatic won the last bout. Obviously, that could have been anyone's game at Gamescom, but they won Nuke last time around. They've had some time to practice it, and it seems like, from what we've seen the last 3 or 4 days, they've actually been playing Nuke every night. And officials, so they've had a reason to actually practice it, and they've gotten the opportunity to really hone in on their errors and what they need to fix going into the future. So that doesn't bode too well if you're Navi going into this.
No, it's gonna be more than a little bit difficult, I think, for the Navi squad. But at the same time, Nuke is one of those really strange maps, and I mean, Fnatic took their first loss in a while yesterday to NIP, right?
Yes.
I think NIP finally managed to
16-12.
Yeah. So that is not necessarily an indication of what's going to happen in this game. Just to point out that Fnatic are actually mortals and they can be beaten, even though they've looked pretty much unstoppable for a while now. And I mean, who knows? Who's going to be starting on what side? Because it's ESEA, so there's no knife round. There's just a home team and an away team, and the home team gets to choose sides. So on Nuke, that makes a big difference, I assume. So I'm actually not sure who's starting on what side, but that could be interesting.
I just found it fitting that it was Nip that actually, continues to be the team to break Fnatic, like break the online streak that they've been having throughout the month of September and, keep the streak alive, basically. They took them at Gamescom and they take them online in a best of 1. It's all good, right?
Yeah, and fittingly enough, it was on Inferno as well, which was the third and final map at Gamescom.
It's true. Yeah, there's a real history developing between those two teams. There's no doubt about it, and Fnatic must be hungry to do something about it. I mean, the next major is there's gonna be like a personal matchup between those two teams, right? That has to happen.
It's more or less bound to happen, right? Two Swedish teams going up against each other. They've played each other in 2 major finals already. Nip coming out on top both times, so you can bet that Fnatic are eager to change that.
All right, well, it looks like everyone's on the server. The restart is in, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Room on Fire here and the ESEA Invite League Season 17. This is Fnatic versus Navi, best of 1 game on Nuke. So big welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you are going to stick with us all evening. We have 2 more games out of this, and they're going to be really good, so you don't want to miss any of it. And it looks like Navi will be starting on that terrorist side, already rushing quite heavily in towards the lobby area and towards the ramp room, but they're going to slow down here. A little bit, at least.
Olafmeister's already taken up a position, but he's the only man who's here to hold ramp. So if Navi come YOLOing through this smoke, try and put pressure on fast, Olafmeister could get overrun here. He needs to get at least 1 kill, and he does. He stays alive long enough for Edward to shoot him in the face, but now Pronax has had a little bit of time to get into position and try and do some damage here.
Yeah, and they're going to slow it down once again. And interestingly, Seized is actually maybe thinking about backstabbing out here. That could be a big opening if Seized can find a kill on somebody, but he's fighting Flusher. And at this range, well, I'm not sure the Glock is the best weapon for it. Pronax goes down, and that's a great headshot from Seized on Flusher. Makes him, puts him down to 8 points of health. And a really good start here for Navi on the terror side. This is looking great. Flusher, he's an insane clutch player, but this is a little bit too much to handle. Starix is going to take him down, and that will be actually a fairly clean pistol round from Navi. So Vendetta, why did it go so badly for Fnatic that round?
Obviously, Olafmeister was in a bit of an unfavorable position there. He does a good job of actually picking off one frag. I actually would have expected Flusha to be able to take out Starix out in Yard. And that seemed to be kind of what Navi's plan was all along, to have Starix works as that kind of backstabber to create space for them as they go towards ramp. But Navi just seemed to find every shot they took. And that makes a lot of rounds pretty easy for you.
But as we know, Nuke is a map where even if you win that pistol round, it's not always so easy to win the follow-up round, the anti-eco. And oh, actually, Olafmeister gets caught jumping with the scout. I was just about to highlight that the jumping scouts, we've seen that work before. They still pick it up. There's still C-Set and also a shotgun here. So Navi gotta keep their cool. And they will. Another headshot comes in. That's Guardian picking up a kill. Crim's gonna go down as well. So this is working out pretty well for the terrorist side again.
It seems like, again, it's just coming down to straight up shots. Navi sticking together. They're kind of like a mob at this point. You know, wherever they are on the map, there's like 3 of them there. So anybody who shows themselves from Fnatic, they just get instantly picked off, because Navi, they may have taken some time off. They may be a little bit rusty, but their aim certainly is there and good.
Why am I not surprised that it's JW with that shotgun? Seized is hunting for Pronax. This is dangerous. This is one-shot range with the 5-7. Seized could have gone down there, and Pronax is a really great 5-7 player. And now JW has got the only kill so far in this round, and he's sneaking up behind Guardian, who is looking the right way. And oh, great shot from JW. Second kill comes in. Can he get the third one too? He's looking for Starix, and very nearly does it. And JW just continues to be a very good player, so that actually makes it, I mean, I'm not sure it makes it completely worth Fnatic's while, but and they did invest into a scout and a shotgun, but at least he picked up 2 kills.
You made $1,200 that round. That's still actually pretty good. You get $900 for shotgun kill and then $300 for the pistol kill. Like that's a pretty good amount of money to be getting in the round, and that's going to allow him to actually pick up another CZ here. $500. He actually drops $800 this round. So perhaps dropping a pistol for somebody else. I mean, putting that money to good use. If Fnatic can keep getting a couple kills per round like this, it's going to keep Navi's money in check, and that's pretty much what's the name of the game here. They want to make sure that Navi, if they were to lose a round, they're going to be forced into a force buy situation or an eco.
Now, Starix's position right here, spotting out JW, makes me really happy, because a lot of the success we've seen JW had in the past couple of days on Nuke is actually from being really aggressive in that ramp room, or in that hut, sorry, in the A-bomb site. So if somehow Navi have, you know, got word of this, it's pretty cool if they just hold defensively and let him peek, essentially. But it could change later on when he has the AWP, because weirdly, he does it with the AWP too. Now it's going to be Crim's opening up and taking down Zeus, and this time it's Fnatic's turn to have a good start.
Fnatic's turn to actually get an entry here, and Pronax spots them wrapping around through hell as well, so he knows. He's got support from Olafmeister, who's on the site already, and Flusha is holding it long. He's going to spot out 2 of the Navi members, already trying to make a play here. Stark's taking a little bit of damage, and Navi are definitely not finding it easy to get onto a site this round.
But they are wrapping in from either side, though, so if they time it right, it should make it happen here. Pronax is going to go down. They're coming down from ramp as well, which makes it really hard. See, Flusha in the corner gets caught out at long range. That wasn't the engagement that Flusha was looking for when he was hiding in that corner. So now they're down here. They have the smoke as well, but in the... Oh, toxic, and the bomb goes down. That's a huge problem here. It's a great play from Olafmeister anyway.
And Olafmeister closes the door, keeps him guessing. JW is now on the scene as well. JW will pick up Starix. He's still got that CZ75, and Crim's at range. They both get kills, and they have enough time for the defuse. Yeah. Fnatic win an eco round versus Navi in the third.
Vendetta. They had the smokes. They went in from 2 different angles to that bomb site, but they didn't actually clear the bomb site. They just sort of went in and planted. Was that too quick from Navi? It looked like they had the time to spend more time if they wanted to.
That's pretty much it. They didn't clear out the entire bomb site. Olaf was able to pick off the guy who, I think it was Edward, who was planning the bomb for Navi. So even if they got the bomb down, that's Olofmeister being a nuisance and toxic, and he's gonna stay there until they're able to clear him out. And by that time, the two other Fnatic members who are still alive had the time to, well, kind of converge on the openings that Olofmeister created and the attention he took from Navi. So they should have definitely waited a tiny bit longer before they actually put the bomb down.
Starks shooting a little bit from the hut. Gonna force out a grenade here from JW, who doesn't have an AWP yet, but he has the Mag 7, and that's not even really much of a downgrade for him, it seems, these days. C's going to get picked off here by Pronax. He had a scout, actually, and now Edward's going to pick up the fight. Almost drops Flusher, so some good damage dealt out here, but once again, Fnatic are off to a good start.
Fnatic are looking very good right now. Zeus is going to get caught by the flank there. Flusher rotating in from Hell towards Ramp, manages to find one frag. Pronax still alive on Sky, will pick out Guardian, but Edward still up on Silo will return the frag. It's still a 2-on-4 situation, though. Navi, they're kind of split up as well, with JW kind of hiding behind, tries to find a weird angle to look towards T-Spawn, but doesn't check radio, and Starix will get the punish.
And now Olofmeister's right behind this smoke. If Starix moves up here, he's very likely going to go down. Now the smoke is gone, and that changes everything. Olofmeister holding tight here. He knows someone's coming in. Starix is not aware of this. He's instantly going to go down, and, well, that's going to be the end of it. Olofmeister, just a good positional play. And overall, Fnatic, they lose 2 members, which is not great, but they'll be fine anyway, because the one round they won was an eco round for them, which means they have way more money right now than they should have.
But right now, Navi just needs to take it slowly, which I guess Navi are perfectly fine with. They're still early. It's still early on in the first half. They're not going to have the need to really force up or anything like that. So the fact that Fnatic are building up a bank, sure, it's not optimal, but I don't think it's going to be the bane of Navi in this game.
It's not panic time yet. JW pushes up. He does go down, but again, all he really surrenders in that death is the Mag 7. So I don't know. It's kind of cool because, yeah, he gets caught, but it's not like he's giving up an AWP or something really expensive.
Well, you say just, but it is a JW Mag 7.
That's
it is imbued with his magical powers.
Well, the last time he dropped that to somebody, that person got an ace. Now we know.
I forgot about that. You're absolutely right. That's scary to think about.
That was Blade. So, oh well, this time it's not meant to be, and Fnatic are really bouncing back in this game. 3 rounds in a row at this point, 4 guys surviving most of these rounds, and we can really see the effect that that's having on Fnatic's money. It's starting to get out of control, with 2 guys floating around $10,000 and the other 2 floating around 4. So this is starting to get to a situation where Fnatic are going to be feeling very comfortable. JW has the money to go for an AWP, they can go for just full gear, and it's going to be all on Navi now to turn things around.
How are they going to do that? I mean, JW is actually going to be holding inside, as you can see here, which is the same position he has with the Mag 7, and that's one of the things that's just really, really strange, but it seems to work out so well for him. And that means Flusher's outside, so they could take a fight here, AK versus AK, and already Cease has been spotted. Zeus has not got a kill yet in this game, and he's going to go down here again without actually taking anyone with him. So that's a bit of an issue. That would have been a good opening. Flusher does get sprayed down by Edwards, so it's a good trade, but a lot of damage already dealt to Navi's side.
Yeah, you've got 2 of them already being pretty heavily tagged, and C's just, getting a little bit of a touch there. JW goes for a point-blank shot up in Hut, and again, we comment on the fact that he uses that AWP like a shotgun practically. He doesn't mind getting up close, so a little bit uncharacteristic there of him missing a shot like that. Starix could be counting his lucky stars, maybe. But the important part is that Navi bring it back to a 3-on-3, and that favors them. Starix, man, headshot on Crims, who was holding by T-Vent, and or CT-Vent rather, and that's going to really open things up here for Navi.
Very nicely done, because he was definitely ready for it. You could see Crims had the idea. Now, the problem is if they go in here and lose a lot... Oh, they don't! See, sneaks in. That's huge. I was going to say, if Pronax picks up a couple of kills, which he easily could have from that position, that could have been big. Now, Olofmeister is in a 1-on-3, and I don't know. I mean, if there's one person on Fnatic you want to have alive right now, it just feels like it's Olofmeister in these 1-on-3s. But on Nuke, I mean, where is he going to go from this position?
He's going to try and be sneaky. He's got the bank flash to throw. Pop gets up the ladder. Doesn't actually flash anybody, though. Starix is still here. Edward will take a peek, however, and get picked off fairly easily. But a nice flash there thrown by Seized will open it up for Starix to pick up the frag, and that's going to put Navi now at 3 rounds. And when they, when we talk about them actually needing to do some damage economically here to Fnatic, Fnatic's money is now going to take a pretty big hit here. So they're going to have to drop some guns. Wondering if Crims... I was wondering if he was going to drop an AWP for JW because he had 10,000 in the bank, but I guess a Swag 7 is enough. The Swag 7 is all that JW wants.
Yeah, JW don't care at all. So, were you impressed by that round, Ben? Or did were Fnatic making some mistakes, or did Navi just, what did they do right?
Oh, they got the timings down, pretty much. Seized opening up on, or getting the frag on Pronex there and higher was... That did everything for them, really, because I think Pronex should be able to pick up at least one frag, and very likely two, if the two guys from Hut come, well, face him before Seas picks him off.
Ooh, and now Zeus, that I was just, calling out earlier, picks up the first kill here. That's JW with a great jump down, and he's going to pick up a second one. This is what he did all day yesterday, and it works again. And Pronex with the kill as well. Mid-air, Edward's going to get picked off, leaving Guardian alone, and JW is there for the triple. That's the danger of having him near that Hut. Look how mobile he is. 3 different positions, and just rotates back out around and gets the third kill. Very fast movement from him.
Man, a terrible situation now for Navi, who had an opportunity to really break Fnatic's economy. Now, speaking of broken, their economy is just back down to the bottom, basically. 3 guys around $2,000 on there, and then the rest of them around 14. So Navi are now going to be the ones kind of struggling because they had an opportunity to get some easy rounds on the board. They only really need to be picking up like 6 rounds here on their 2 side. So it's going to get more difficult now if they have to deal with Fnatic just being constantly bought up.
Flusha not afraid to take a fight outside, and nor should he be. He's just getting the kills left and right. Good triple kill coming out here, and JW will get himself a double just to keep up with the trend, and it's a nice round for Fnatic. It was an eco for Navi, but they couldn't really make anything of it. Now they are going to be buying up, including a Galil, and... Ooh, would you like to see Navi try and save for an AWP or anything? I mean, they do have Guardian on their team. Do you think that's worth it on the terrorist side here, Ben?
It's completely dependent on what they want to focus on. If they want to focus on yard takes, then sure, it's not a bad idea to maybe get Guardian on top of Silo and see if it can pick off Flusha, who's actively peeking towards yard most rounds. So sure, that could definitely work, but it seems like Navi just want to get to that magical 5th round really quickly.
They're trying at least. They do get a return kill here. Seized picks one up. They're down the vents already, but JW has already picked up one with that dreaded Mag 7. Pronex hunting, trying to see if he can find the guy who went down here. So a little bit of a hide and seek going on here. But Zeus is down and waiting for them. And this is really annoying to Fnatic, you have to imagine.
Alright, well... there we go. Zeus actually getting down into those lower tunnels with fine Cribs waiting around in the vent. And getting control of Yard is allowing for Navi to move around, but JW is just like the snake in the grass right now. You have no idea he's there until he strikes, and he gets another kill with that swag. They're trying to get rid of him, but Guardian is going to get caught reloading. Pronax hitting the perfect timing there, and now he knows exactly where Zeus is as well. But that doesn't stop Zeus from picking up a triple.
Very nicely done here, but now he's in a one-on-one against Olofmeister, and the thing is, Olofmeister knows exactly where Zeus is, and Zeus has no clue what's going on here, so Olofmeister has a pretty big advantage, and he's covering the bomb, and the clock is still working against Zeus, so this is going to be actually a really cool one-on-one for Zeus if he can pull it out. He's already got a triple. He's going to have to rely on the timing here. Olofmeister now has no idea, so the time spent... Bomb picked up here. Olofmeister inside. He has a really good idea about it, but it's going to be all down to timing. Zeus is going to be walking in, and he has the bomb out. And Olofmeister takes that kill very easily. So the timing works out for Olofmeister, and it's going to be 6-3.
Dude, you could just tell that Olofmeister had this mental map, and Zeus was this little red blip on that map. Just beep, beep, beep. And Olofmeister was just mapping out exactly where Zeus was. His movement was perfect. It just played down to the clock perfectly as to where Zeus would be on that map. He knew exactly where he was. That was so sick. It was like a sixth sense. Or maybe he's got like inbuilt radar. Maybe Olofmeister's a Terminator. Is he a Terminator? Is that possible? Sent back from the future?
Maybe RoboCop? Half man, half machine?
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I don't mind that.
That was ridiculous. I love Olofmeister when he gets into these sorts of situations. Fnatic are such a pleasure to watch at times because of, the explosiveness of JW, but then still those cerebral players, Pronax, Olofmeister, really just so smart, Flusha. So now we have to see. I mean, Navi, that's going to rattle them somewhat. JW, he's still looking for targets, and he gets spotted out as well, takes the shot at range, and gets Guardian.
Yeah, now he's maybe in a bit of a tricky position, but he's still got his trusty CZ. Edward will put an end to it, though, with that Deagle. So, a kill happening, but again, it feels like it's not really doing any economic damage to JW at that point. He's already got the 1 kill, so the Mag 7's almost paid for itself, and I don't know, it's very, very annoying. It must be hard to deal with from Navi's point of view. That makes it 7-3. I mean, it was an eco round for them, and now they will be able to buy up here. They do need to win more than 3 rounds, I would say, on the T side, though.
Yeah, I think they need to get to at least 5 rounds to feel somewhat comfortable. 6 rounds would be amazing for them in this situation, but it's not looking too great for them right now, especially with JW being such a nuisance for them. And it's like we see every time JW pick up the Mag 7. He more or less works as a bank because, as he said, as long as he picks up 1 kill, he's self-sufficient. So he's never gonna have to be he's never gonna have to rely on other people to get weaponry, and he's gonna be able to build up bank.
Nice opening here from Starix, but Crims does it even better with a double return, takes down Zeus to follow up, and that was a big shame here for Navi because they had such an opening, and Pronax outside is going to be taken down, seized. So there was actually a timing window that Navi couldn't know about, but Fnatic were completely out of that bomb site. Now Flush has got the AWP, and Navi just kind of breaking apart in this round here.
Flush is so incredibly fast with the flick, and Edward, he's going to be trying to sneak his way up here, turns around, finds Crims, who is holding close to the vents, but Pronax will manage to get the kill in the end, finding that information there. Crims gave his life valiantly for the cause.
In the very beginning of this game, I was sort of complimenting Starix for holding kind of passively in the lobby, and I said that because I thought, you know, okay, maybe they're aware that, you know, JW plays as aggressively as he does, so I kind of wish they would go back to waiting for JW and seeing if he is going to push aggressively and then try and take him out like that.
It's definitely worth a shot. The only issue is that you don't want to rely everything you do in a round on JW going aggressively, because if he figures that out, then he'll just start not going aggressively, and that loses you a lot of time.
Now they need the opening here. Pronax is going to take down the bomb carrier, and Zeus and gets a second shot. Very few bullets left, but just picks it up left and right. And now it's going to be old Guardian alone, and Flusher and JW will finish the round very quickly here for Fnatic. So that was an attempted A push coming out from Navi. It felt a little bit half-hearted, and it felt like they did blow up the door, which is good. That's generally what you want to do. And then they flash in towards main to try and catch anyone who's here. But then it seemed like they got stuck in that main area for way too long. They didn't really, you know, they didn't push out and take the bomb site, as it were. They just sort of left themselves there.
Weirdly enough, they had only 1 guy out Blue Hut, which is okay if you're efficient about going out the door. But 1 guy dropped down into vents, and 1 guy ran out, and 2 more or less just chilled out by the door after, you know, just rounding the corner. So they needed more of a committal really to that round for it to work.
No, JW's just doing his thing right now, walking around with the CZ, gets 2 kills, makes it look easy. He's got the AWP up close, goes for the no-scope, doesn't get it. So he will get punished in the end, but it's just Guardian alone now, 1v3, and they're closing in on him from 3 different angles. There's no way out from this box. If he goes out into yard, Crims is pushed up and waiting for him, and Guardian will get picked. So one thing that's fun to note here on this CT side is that Fnatic are all using M4A1s. And this is, you know, when Pronax will use an M4A4 on different maps. So it seems like on Nuke, at least, Fnatic have decided that the M4A1 is the rifle to go with on the CT side, perhaps because it's so tough to know where they're coming from without the tracer rounds.
Yeah, I think actually that's a valid point, especially out in the courtyard. It can be really frustrating if you're getting shot from long range and you're not exactly sure where everything is happening. Navi have maybe, I mean, they gotta win this round and the next one. At very least this one they gotta win, and they do have the AWP on Guardian, so maybe they've decided it's gonna be a little bit different, and it is gonna be a bit of a yard play for them. And they're gonna be up against Flusher outside. But actually, Guardian will take down JW, and that was by the squeaky door, so that's pretty good. And Flush has been smoked off for the moment. He's just looking in through Secret, and he's going to go down to, or he's going to get the kill on Guardian, sorry.
Yeah, Pronax is on Skywalk as well. Seized is not going to manage to hold on to this. He is going to peek too far there, Pronax, and get punished. So nicely done there by Zeus and Seized. They're trying to rush down Flusha as well, but Flusha will still find the shot. And there's only Seized left, or Edward rather, but Guardian knows. And Flusha, look at this. Right around the corner. Goes for the CZ, but Edward finds the shot first, despite getting shot down to like 1 HP.
Starix, this is a very, very tough 1-on-2, let's put it like that. Crims is out in the garage, Scholofmeister's downstairs. He can hear if the bomb is about to go down, and you can even see him sort of looking up at the ceiling, wondering if he was going to try and wallbang through if there was going to be a bomb plant. That could be a fun little feature, but 30 seconds here. Man.
Oh, they're all over it, man. I mean, look at this position. They're going to be able to cut him off if he tries to go in through into the A site. They've got both guys there. Crims is waiting outside. So here's the plant. And Starix actually plants it for Cat. So he's got the pillars to play with. And if he spots out Crims, he needed to get that kill on Crims there at main, because Crims had to go for him there. But in the end.
Actually,
Crim's
I think
just looking good.
Much more of an opening than I thought Starix would have had. Then the fact that he even got the bomb down, and the fact that he had a chance to make it a one-on-one, I think that was, I don't know, that was kind of the best possible scenario for him. If he had got that instant headshot, it could have been more interesting. But I could have seen it work out way differently, where he tries to plant once, and they just get him instantly, more or less.
They're covering the ground with rifles right now. This is like some MM stuff right now coming out from Fnatic. They all buy like 5 M4s. They still have money left over. I have no idea. But Navi have enough money to buy, and they're going for a double op play. Guardian and Seas both have AWPs. Flusha misses the shot in Yard, however. And there he gets picked. Nicely done by Guardian.
JW, Seas at 75 is going to take down Starix. And outside Edward is doing some work here. But JW will still pick up Seas. And you can kind of tell that Seas... this is where we're talking about Navi not really playing Nuke much. They just don't seem to know some of these angles, or they're at least not sort of hard-coded into them. So they get picked off in some pretty strange spots sometimes.
Yeah, you're getting that from a lot of these sort of situations. They know where Pronax is playing from. They've picked up on that much. But then the fact that, you're shooting from Squeak. Edward does manage to get up onto Cat, though, and this is going to be terrible for Crims, who gets shot. 2 kills for Edward, just single-handedly cleaning up this A site, but Olofmeister's very close behind. And he finds the angle from Squeak door. Edward gets picked out of Sky.
Oh, Olofmeister's going to have to run for his life here. And maybe... Oh, he's still going to pick up the kill. Su should have probably had that. And that's obviously a huge difference. I think Fnatic should consider themselves kind of lucky that this finished 12-3 and not 11-4. And that is actually a big difference on a map like Nuke. So, now, I would say that the big difference here is actually that if Navi had somehow made this 11-4... they could have maybe even lost a pistol round and still had sort of a theoretical chance of getting back, but I think now everything does hang on that pistol round.
Yeah, it's really that easy from this point on. Navi has to win the pistol round, or by some miracle win an eco round if they lose the pistol, and that's the only way they can stay in this, because if you give Fnatic a match point right off the bat, then they're gonna have too many opportunities to just get that one round, and that can happen in so many different variations. It could be Olofmeister going huge one round, JW doing something crazy. It doesn't really have to be, I guess, well planned out for it to work. They just need a fluke win at that point.
I'm curious to see if Fnatic are going to go for fast aggression towards ramp right now. Starks is the man holding here. Edward has got the crossfire set up with him, however, so there's 2 guys holding in ramp right now for Navi, which is a good position for them to be in right now, seeing as how Fnatic are kind of gathered up in lobby and radio. Not really too sure where this is going to go, but JW has a smoke for inner. And are they just drilling for a fake, or are they going to speed up behind this on ramp?
Right, they are, and Starks kind of made that a little bit easier than it should have been for Fnatic, because he was actually making a lot of noise walking in towards radio then. Now the bomb is going to go down, and that's in the A bomb site with a interesting smoke coming out here from Fnatic. Seas gets the return kill on Fletcher. Su's outside. Is going to take down JW, and he was trying to flank in, so that's a very important kill here. Can they actually defuse the bomb? That's the big question. Olof's going to go down as well. It's looking pretty decent now for Navi, and Guardian in a great position. That's Crim's gone. Actually, good positions from Navi.
Every bit, but that seems like Fnatic perhaps need to put a little bit of work more into that strat. That was definitely like a Fnatic strat, basically. JW throwing a smoke in through the roof. It lands right there in front of Silo. You can get into that smoke from Hut, so you can plant in the smoke. Like, I don't think we've seen that strat yet. Like, that's a Fnatic strat. They've managed to find a Fnatic strat on Nuke.
Do you agree,
I don't know,
Ben?
Ben, does this ring any bells, seeing this kind of play? Because that is really cool.
Oh, no, well... I've seen it before. Yeah. So,
that's why you're here, though.
What was this, like 3 years ago? I don't know.
It's been around for quite some time. We've seen small, like different iterations of it as well, with the smokes through the roof, basically to get safe plants. Normally you'd use 2 smokes though, for it to be, I guess, even safer, just to get that bomb down.
Who has used that though? When was that shown?
Oh, there's been several teams have done it. It's not something new. And speaking of it, there we have it with
they're going
2 smokes.
We do see Flusha doing it here, so just a bit of a third-person view, and the bomb does go down, so that's mission accomplished. And they're not on an aircraft carrier, but they're in a nuclear, factory instead, so that's pretty good. And the bomb is going to get defused, but that doesn't really matter too much to Fnatic. They're going to be satisfied, I think, with the outcome here. Oh, and actually, Pronax could have denied that. Interesting.
That was a little bit of a shame there. Turns into a shooting gallery in the end, but Olofmeister holds on to that FAMAS. So they have a rifle going into this here for free pretty much from Fnatic, which is going to be a nice little plus. Any kind of money they can hold on to is good. Now we have to see exactly what they're going to decide to do once they have the rifles and the nades. So they're going to go for yard control, or are they going to try and stick into lobby? What's the next step here for them?
I don't know. I mean, I think the real problem is that even though Nuke is a CT-sided map, it is that if you are very good at your rotations, and if Flusher doesn't just spray long range and takes you down, it's good return from Guardian, but I think Navi are going to have a really hard time adjusting to Fnatic's pushes here. I think they're going to find themselves fighting a lot of one-on-X situations where they should be setting up crossfires and trade positions, basically. And that's just what it is.
And now they know that there's a man up on Cat right now as well. Or rather on Dog. That was JW. He should have seen the arc of that nade, so they do know, but he's currently cleaning house outside. Guardian is going to get his second frag out in yard. So no reaction yet from Fnatic, trying to push in there based off that information that JW would have given them. Pronax peeks to see if he's still holding there, sees that it's clear, but he's changed position and he's going to get caught out.
Okay, Vendetta, what was Fnatic's strat this round? That's what I want to know, because to me it seemed like they just had a lot of singular engagement and not so many sort of joint team pushes.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It was pick-based for sure, and you could see Flush and JW working outside in yard kind of as a tandem, trying to find any openings. The problem for them, though, is the fact that at best they got trades. And that doesn't really do a lot for the three guys working in lobby and the one guy who potentially steers off towards ramp to see if he can get a pick. That, yeah, it just makes it really hard. And right now, Olaf is just kind of on a YOLO mission here.
Cheeky play, right? Just sitting in that window with the deagle and ready and waiting for Zeus to walk in there. So, nicely done. Flusher could have almost got picked off then, and hopefully for Navi, they're going to hold on to this round. There's nothing more painful than being really far behind and then losing to an eco. But already, JW down here, they're actually getting sandwiched in onto a ramp room here. They need some backup, and it's coming. Guardian picks off Olafmeister mid-air. Otherwise, they were all going to get jumped there. That's hugely important. And Navi, well, I mean, it's not really such... It shouldn't make so much of a point that they're actually winning this round, but it looked like Fnatic could have sandwiched them in there.
And Starks was taking significant damage, actually, while it was running down towards the lower bomb site. So good thing for them to have that Navi actually have the proper rotations there to save each other. And that's also a good sign just going into the next buy round, because as you were talking about, a team that's probably not played Nuke as much, they're going to have a real struggle, even though Nuke is a CT-sided map, because the rotations are so hard to actually get on point. And if you don't have them on point, you get into 1vx's that don't favor you.
Yeah, because, I mean, I guess the teams that are really good on Nuke, they know this sort of a second nature, but if you haven't played it a lot, if it's not drilled into you, let's say your guy on ramp room goes down, then somebody else has to move on the map. You can't just, like, leave it alone. And if they don't know who that is, that's a big problem. But nice start here. JW was even in position before Guardian was, and it's still the Slovakian player who ends up with the opening frag, so there it is.
Yeah, JW, that's what, like 2 shots now he's missed with the AWP. That's definitely going to punish. Guardian does not miss his shot, despite the fact that JW takes one first. Olafmeister's going to get caught by Edward here, jumping out in the yard, and that's going to be a nice play from Edward. And I like the fact that Edward doesn't get greedy. He backs off and decides to change up his position rather than peek forward and see if he can find something else. He's going to leave that job to Zeus, who will pick out Flusha. And now it's into a 2-on-5 situation. Fnatic down to 2 guys, trying to make a play somewhere, but they're about to run into some stiff defense on this ramp area. What's up, Starks? He just like randomly takes Pronax out in the smoke.
And how the hell did Pronax not hit him? I was watching that from Starks' point of view, and you could almost see the gun barrel going through his face. So I have no idea how that no-scope didn't land. But that's 12-8. Now there's only a 4-round difference, and you know, if again, maybe this is unfair. Maybe I'm treating Navi unfairly here. And usually I love fanboying Navi, but if this was Dignitas on the the CT side now, and they were only 4 rounds behind, I'd be willing to almost call it a victory. But because it's Navi, I still have a feeling that it could go south really quickly.
I guess we would have had a tiny bit more faith in them if they hadn't had a 2-week break, right?
Maybe that too, right?
Yeah, and especially given Fnatic's recent form. But they're definitely putting up a good showing, so if they're able to keep up things like that, getting the entry frags, Guardian getting hot with the off, that's just going to do wonders for them.
And Zeus, while flashed through smoke, is going to pick up a kill too. That grenade on JW, it almost looked like he tripped over it. Had a little bit of a jump then, so yeah, that's a double opening again here. So at least that's working out for Navi, and Edward does get a lot of damage on. He's going to get traded on by Crims. still is looking pretty good. JW with a good headshot onto Zeus. Maybe still a chance here for Fnatic to finally get around on this terror side.
Well, they might actually have a chance here. JW trying to plant that bomb, but they aren't able to. Denied from ramp. And Crims is alive behind the silo on the lower side, but he's about to get peeked twice. He gets the first kill, doesn't realize that the second man is there. He needs to turn back in time, but Cease is playing this pretty well. He hasn't given away his position with a stray shot. Crims is probably just going to walk right into him here, unsuspecting. And yeah, Cease has just spotted out Crims, so this is going to be the perfect opportunity. The perfect backstab, and even managing to hold on to that AWP for Guardian.
It's a big round for Fnatic, it really is. If nothing else, they take away 4 rifles and cause some good economic damage to the CT side here. But a bit of a shame that Crims hadn't spotted out, because I think you're right, that was the big difference. If he had seen him, that would have been a legitimate sort of, I guess I don't want to call it fair, but that would have been a much bigger chance for Crims to do that one-on-one.
The one thing I thought Fnatic did that was weird in that 2vx situation was the fact that JW had a smoke down on site, but he opted to plant towards ramp outside of the smoke, so he got easily picked off by the Navi player.
Oh, nice spray down here. Fnatic getting ready with the smokes and flashes and everything else towards that ramp room. Olofmeister, oh, that grenade doesn't finish him, but there it is. So good position by Edward and Starix there. They covered each other's nicely. So no real action here from Fnatic in that eco round. Going to be straight into the 8th round of the second half.
And Navi are slowly but surely working their way back into this. You know, really taking advantage of that CT side. We're not really seeing what we expected to out of Fnatic. It seems now they actually have money enough to be able to lose this round and go for a full buy in the next. So Fnatic are poised to be able to actually get some momentum going their way. But they lost a lot of opportunities to get easy rounds on the board, and those 4 rounds that they need for the win now are looking pretty tough. It hasn't gotten easy because now Navi actually have a little bit of money, so getting them onto an eco and getting those eco rounds, managing to string a couple together is just not going to be something that's readily available here for Fnatic.
Definitely won't be. They set up all of them in the lobby, and Flusher is covering from behind, making sure that there are no cheeky Navi players sneaking up here. An entry frag and an explosive push into A could definitely work if they kill Seized or Zeus, and I would say preferably Seized right here. That could be possible.
It's an option right now. Is mainly coming down to whether they can find an entry somewhere, but they're just now getting out into yard right now, Fnatic, so they're going to start snooping around here, seeing if they can find something. Seized probably heard those steps though, so there's information for Navi as well. They know that people are moving around out in the yard. Navi getting all the information and holding very well right now. Fnatic are going to have to fully commit somewhere to be able to find an opening, and there you go. Olofmeister will find Starix and ramp.
Yeah, that's huge, but look at where Edward is. He must have heard Olof jumping down, but Olof's actually... Oh, he's going to be walking out here, and Edward will pick up the kill. Very, very important. Timing could have been way off there. And Olofmeister getting killed, now leaving Pronax alone, and the time here really working against him. He does take down the AWPer, and they're not going to be able to save the AWP from Guardian, but Seized with the triple, and that's 11-12. Navi right now winning, 8 rounds in a row on this on the CT side. I am impressed. No matter how this turns out, I'm pretty impressed with what the Navi is doing.
Absolutely. This is how you turn it around, right, Ben?
This is definitely the way to play CT side. So far, they haven't made any real mistakes, and I do like the fact that their rotation seems to be on point. They're not really getting into those disadvantageous positions that we were talking about in those duels that are not going to favor them. They're doing a really good job of playing tag team with each other.
Much better for Navi than I thought. Now, Guardian is outside here, and he's actually scoping up slightly in the wrong direction, and they got to be careful. There's a lot of people out here, and Guardian, he's very, very good with the AWP, but still, that's a lot of targets to try and fire at all at once. And JW's out here sniping back at him, so yeah, a little bit of a tricky position. And Guardian, he's going to go down to JW, had the better angle, and that's a nice opening for Fnatic. Now, let's see if they could build something.
Yeah, now is their big opportunity here. They have the entry frag. They're going to force Navi to be very much on edge now as they try and hold multiple angles. Not really baiting too much of a rotation out of Navi. Navi seem to be intent on just kind of locking down the positions they're in right now. But when it comes down to it, Fnatic, they still have the bomb and they still have 40 seconds. They just have to find that. They just have to find one more frag to kind of open things up for them to find a way in. And it's not looking like they're quite there yet. Pronax might get caught actually here, but he's going to turn around and spot Starix, who was waiting on heaven.
I think Edward might be the key player down in this B-bomb site. There's a lot of people coming for him, and Zeus is kind of nearby as well. Zeus should be able to... No, he can't, and wow, this is working out great. Edward drops the bomb carrier, but he's still in the 1-on-4. 15 seconds left. He's going to take down one, and that'll be the end of it. So a lot of really good engagements for Fnatic. And that's it. Finally, they pick up a round here. 8 in a row for Navi, and then 1 for Fnatic. Now, Navi can still buy this round, and even if they lose, they are probably going to force it up anyway, just to keep Fnatic away from the match and map point here. But, yeah, looking... I don't know. Now Fnatic need to keep winning, obviously.
Now we have to see... Do they manage to hold on to this momentum? That's the big question here for Fnatic at this point. They're poised, they're ready, and they're getting out into the yard fairly quickly here. Flusha going with a bit of a pop flash out. JW up in the hut, takes a shot, misses the second one, but he only just barely legs Edward through the wall, and Guardian in the meantime will find Olafmeister, who is lurking on top of main roof. So this is actually falling apart now for Fnatic. Seized, comes out ahead of Crims in the hut. He's going to be able to smoke that off, so Fnatic, no ability for them to pick up any refrags here.
We've been hyping and raving a lot about JW and Kenny S, and for good reason. They're terrific players, but yeah, Guardian's been on a 2-week break, and he hasn't forgotten how to AWP any. It's great news. Down here, Pronex and JW making their way down, and they do have a smoke and even a Molotov here, so the bomb plant could definitely happen. That smoke going too far, though, and Guardian goes down, so now it's a 2-on-2, and Navi, have they just thrown away the advantage? That Molotov here is going to force them to come out of only one of the vents. Zeus can't get the frag on the guy inside the bomb site, so this is really tricky right now. They know where Pronex is.
They do, exactly. Pronex is kind of in a tricky position, but still, he's got the bomb ticking for him, and so long as he doesn't peek forward, there's more and more time bleeding off this clock. Zeus is going to just try and face battle Pronex, and actually goes hunting for him. Now he's really put his teammate... Oh! Pronex even closes the door and sees his face. That was perfect.
It was perfect, but if you notice how little time there was left, it looked to me like Navi had absolutely no idea how to handle that 1-on-2. That looked definitely like 2 very, very lost CT members. Because nobody actually sort of took the initiative and said, alright, we're doing this.
I guess initially, or in the end, it was Zeus who had the most HP, who did, I guess, the right option or right choice to be the initiator. But the problem is he initiated without having his teammate having his back, really. So it ended up being 2 1v1s for Pronex in a pretty favorable position, instead of a 2v1 where he has to choose between one of the 2 targets.
Yeah, exactly. You know, do you want to fight the guy who's fighting you, or do you want to, kill the guy defusing the bomb, or anything like that? Great opening here from JW is going to drop Zeus, and this is kind of do or die time for Navi. If they lose this round, they'll have absolutely no money for the last one, and then Fnatic are probably just going to make it 16-11. So in spite of winning all those rounds in a row, it could come to an end really quickly here, and it seems like Fnatic have, remembered how to play again here.
They've actually figured it out, and it was about time too. But Pronex is going to find Seized, who is trying to hold in the hut. Not the best position, but Pronex turns away from Cat, and that's an opportunity for Guardian to get up here and even get out. Edward just goes rushing through the smoke, perhaps expecting Guardian to have stayed up there to give him a little bit of an edge in, but it's still a 2-on-3 situation, and now Fnatic have the time to set up for afterplants, and they even know where Guardian's coming from. Pronex running out of bullets. Oh, he's going to let Guardian live just a little bit longer.
This is a great headshot. Now, the guy in hut, I'm not sure, I can't remember who it was holding there. So, yeah, so that he ended up in a bad position, but it could have been a magical position. He was literally 1 inch away from spotting the first guy coming into hut, and if he had killed him and turned around, and they were all just lined up coming in through a squeak. So that was basically a question of timing, and the timing worked out just half a second, not in favor of Navi, basically. That was really scary.
I guess that was karma for Seized, because he did manage to time the living, the living age out of Pronex in the first half.
Yeah. That really is, right. And now Seized is going to go down again. There's a good headshot coming out from Crims.
No, Guardian is in garage right now. He's spotted out JW's feet. JW going to drop down, turns away, and Guardian takes way too long with that frag, but still gets it done in the end. Pronex will find Zeus, and just like that, 4 frags in the space of a second across the entire map, and Fnatic, they stabilize in the end and take the map.
Yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Fnatic do end up winning it. A little bit of a scare for them, maybe. with Navi actually proving that they're still a pretty good team, even with Vacation and even playing on one of their worst maps. So that's an interesting game, and the next one is certainly not going to be any less interesting, because we've got Epsilon, and they're going to be playing up against Fnatic. So you don't want to go anywhere. Now, before you leave, guys, remember to go and check out our website, roomонfire.tv, and go to /workshop and check out our new skins. And then we'll go to a quick commercial break. It'll be about 5, maybe 7 minutes, and we'll be back. So stay tuned, and it's going to be more great Counter-Strike action coming up just this second.